Hello friends, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to today's full body mobility yoga flow. We are going to be moving in a variety of planes and directions to help us reconnect with the here and now, to help us let go of all that no longer serves us and show up as the best version of ourselves. When you're ready, join me in diamond pose, closing the eyes, and gifting yourself this space to say thank you. Whatever it is that you're grateful for today, maybe it's your capacity to show up on the mat, your ability to move your body, recognizing that we always have something to be grateful for. And the more often we can tune into that, the more opportunities we have to bring more of that into manifestation, to align ourselves with that which makes us feel good, that which makes us feel inspired and joyful. Noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Guiding your awareness to the breath. From here, coming onto all fours, we're going to turn our fingertips towards our knees, wrists facing forwards, palms on the earth, and begin to shift your weight forwards and backwards, stretching out the forearms, the wrists. Well done, let's flip the grip again, this time palms facing skywards, fingertips towards the knees, and again shifting your weight forwards and backwards. This is such a great stretch for our techno lovers, anyone who spends a large portion of the day on a mobile device. Returning to a traditional hand positioning, and let's come into a cat and cow, waking up the spinal column, flowing through beautiful spinal extensions and flexions, and allowing the breath to guide the transitions between these postures. Allowing the breath to guide you throughout the entirety of this practice. Returning to tabletop, spine is in a neutral position. Grounding down through the palms, guide the right leg back. Inhale, float the right leg up to hip height, foot is flexed. We're going to flex the knee and come into tiger pose, using the left palm to grab a hold of the medial edge of the right foot. Keeping the left arm extended as you pull the right leg away from the body, helping you find that resistance to open up the heart space. Press firmly into the top of your left foot to support you. One more breath. Mindfully release, well done, tabletop. And let's round it out in cat pose, finding a nice counter posture. Returning to a neutral spine, and let's go on the other side, this time gliding the left foot back. Inhale, raise the leg. Maybe raise the right arm skywards, and let's prepare for tiger pose. Remembering to turn on the abdominals. This is such a deep back extension, so we want to ensure that we're supported here. Mindful breaths. Seeing if you can soften into the facial features. Maybe inviting a smile onto your lips, or at least smiling on the inside. Well done. Returning to tabletop, and let's find a counter posture in cat pose. Again, finding tabletop, and this time let's pivot to the right, placing the left palm underneath your face, coming up into a supported side plank, Vyaghrasana. You can place your palm on your abdominals here to really ensure that it's engaged. Otherwise, keep the right arm skywards. Float the right leg up, foot is flexed. This time we're using the strength of our glute med to keep that leg lifted, pressing firmly into the heel of your foot. Breathe. And release. Well done. Tabletop position. One breath here. And let's prepare for Vyaghrasana on the other side. This time we raise the left leg, raise the left arm, and breathe. This is also a great exercise to tone the obliques. Really, the whole body is working here to support us. It always is. And lowering down, returning to tabletop. Let's prepare for downward facing dog, tucking the toes under, grounding down through the palms. Inhale, raise the pelvis, lengthen out the back body. Switch on the core, and on your inhale we're going to roll through in a spinal wave, coming up into upward facing dog. So legs are extended, pelvis is elevated. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's go again. Inhale, spinal wave, open up the heart space, gaze up. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, flowing through these transitions. This is a beautiful way to strengthen the entire back body, as well as improving our mobility. On your next exhalation, let's meet in down dog. Pause here for a breath. Find your center. Notice how the body is responding to this posture. Either jumping or walking to the top of your mat, bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, melt the top of your legs, one more round. This is such a beautiful way to help us lengthen the hamstrings. This can often be a neglected region of the modern body. And let's roll up into mountain pose. Well done. Relaxing the arms the length of the body, palms facing forwards, grounding down through the feet. Exhale, palms at heart center. Inhale, raise the arms skywards. Exhale, forward fold, and let's come up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms are reaching skywards, turning on the quadriceps, the glutes, the inner thighs. How low can you sink those hips without compromising form? Joining the palms together, and let's pivot our torso to the right, left tricep against the right thigh, pressing into the palms. Using core strength to help you pivot your torso whilst keeping the pelvis stable. Raise the arms, gaze forwards. One breath here. Exhale, palms at heart center, ensuring that the pelvis and the knees are stable. And let's pivot to the left, finding twisted chair pose, Parsva Utkatasana. Re-raise the arms, one breath here. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Maybe coming into a straight-legged expression, depending how you're feeling. And let's come up into a halfway lift. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. 2 more times. Okay, friends, planting the palms down under the shoulders. Let's step both feet back and transition into down dog. Grounding down through the right foot. Inhale, raise the left leg skywards, 3-legged dog. Guide the left knee towards the chest and mindfully place your left foot down on the earth between your palms, pivoting the back foot on a diagonal as we raise up into Warrior One. The left knee is bent. Doing your best to keep your hips squared to the front. So drawing that left hip back as you push your right hip forward, that's going to help you find that stability. Pressing down through the blade edge of your right foot. Re-extend the front leg, palms behind your back in Namaskar Mudra. And let's fold forwards halfway so that the back is parallel to the earth. Coming into a variation of pyramid pose. Lengthening the spine. Well done. Releasing the bind, palms on the earth and melting atop of that front leg. Feeling a beautiful stretch for the hamstrings. Keeping the right palm on the earth, let's raise the left arm skywards, pivoting the torso to the left. Twisted pyramid. Or perhaps revolved triangle. And let's pivot to the right, lowering down into Skandasana, low side lunge. Left knee is bent, palms are at heart center, the right leg is extended, grounding down through the heel of the right foot. Keep the pelvis low and let's transition into Skandasana on the other side. Let's go back and forth a few more times. Know that you can always place your palms on the earth for support. This is such a great way to strengthen the lower body. And let's pause in Skandasana on the other side. This time we've got the right leg bent, left leg is extended. Let's pivot to frame the back of the mat. Step back into plank pose and then into down dog, raising the hips, finding length. Stretching it out. On your next inhalation, floating the right leg up, 3-legged dog, and mindfully guiding the right knee towards the chest, grounding down through the palms, switching on the core, rising up into Warrior One, Vyaghrasana, seeing if you can create that 90-degree angle with your right leg and the earth. You could keep the palms together here if that feels too intense. Know that you can always separate your arms. Find what feels good. From here, palms behind the back, re-extend the right leg, and let's hinge forwards halfway, coming into an active variation of pyramid pose. And folding the top of your leg, well done, releasing the palms to the earth. Nice steady breaths, matching inhalations with exhalations. Let's come up into our revolved pyramid or revolved triangle. Left palm on the earth under the left shoulder, raising the right arm skywards. We're pivoting the torso to open the chest, but doing our best to keep the pelvis and the hips stable. It's just the top body that is moved here. Right palm on the earth, let's bend the right knee, Skandasana. Activating the pelvic floor here to help us channel energy upwards towards the crown of the head. Let's transition into Skandasana on the left. Place the palms on the earth, plank pose, and into downward facing dog. Well done. This is our final down dog. Mindfully lowering the knees to the earth, pointing the toes behind you, and let's prepare for puppy pose. So, aligning the knees and the hips. Extend the arms out in front. For the first variation, lowering your chest, your head so that your ears are aligned with your biceps, keeping the spine in a neutral position, core is engaged. And if you'd like to take it further, coming into a spinal extension, melting the heart towards the earth, maybe resting your chin or your forehead on the mat. This is also known as heart melting posture. Being mindful to keep that lower abdomen engaged so that we're protecting our back. We always want that support when we're coming into a spinal extension. Gliding the body forwards, let's come up into Sphinx pose, Salamba Bhujangasana. Elbows are aligned with the shoulders, either keeping the head upright or maybe creating some beautiful movement, some circles, half circles, whatever feels right. Giving yourself permission to soften into the upper back, the neck. From here, lowering the forehead down onto the mat, extending the arms the length of the body, palms facing towards the earth. We're going to prepare for Dhanurasana, wheel pose, flexing the knees, guiding the heels towards the glutes, and using each hand to grab a hold of the medial edge of the same ankle. Gluing the belly button to the spine, pressing down through the pubic bone. Inhale, lift up, raise the arms, the legs, the chest, feeling a beautiful opening for the shoulders. Lengthening the crown of the head, pointing your toes, and doing your best to keep your knees aligned with your hips so we don't want them knocking out to the side. One more breath. Mindfully release, beautiful. Forehead on your palms or on the earth, big toes together, heels turned out, Makarasana, crocodile pose. Feel the expansion for your lower back. When you're ready, placing your palms under your shoulders and transitioning into child's pose, finding a lovely counter posture as we round and stretch out the spine. Guide your breath to the lower back. Remind yourself that it is okay to soften. We will close today's practice in child's pose. Know that you can stay here for as long as you like. Recognize the courage and the strength that you have shown today. Thank yourself for nourishing your well-being, for reconnecting with the breath, the mind, and the body. Know that this practice is always here for you, sending you love and light. May you be well. May you experience true peace and joy. Namaste.